What up, what up, what up? We here today to talk about them dirty birds, right? Them ball players down in Atlanta, the kings of the South, right? Them dirty birds. You heard our coach, we gonna play bigger.
Has been taken out of the game as a running back.
The third down and forever.
We're gonna play stronger.
Put it in the hands of Dalvin Cook. This guy.
And we're gonna play nastier.
A lot of voices. In series, there's one voice, and that's Kevin Stefanski's voice. He's calling all the plays and calling all the shots.
And this is Madison, the rookie.
That's what's up.
Okay, we'll begin. Last night, I was more pissed off than I've been in a long time. And the reason I was so mad is because we didn't do what we said we were going to do.
All right, what's up, guys? This is Steve Hyder here with Gate City Sports Channel. And this is just a little sneak peek into the Eagles' upcoming opponent, the Atlanta Falcons, who were supposed to have this rebuilt image of Atlanta. They were supposed to be bigger, stronger, and nastier, right? But what I saw was a team that's still completely confused on its identity. So let's get into it.
Will not solely be a 34 team. This team will be a multifaceted defense. What does that mean? It means the Falcons will have the ability, want the ability, to be flexible. That means have the personnel to run a 34. Have the ability to run a 43 under, over, a bare front, 4 linebackers, 4 defensive linemen, or 4-2-5 or 3-3-5, a dime looks. All right, the Falcons want the ability to do all of that.
So I wanted to give an Atlanta Falcons fan an attempt to explain their defense, their identity. Because as an Eagles fan, watching that football game last weekend and looking at your roster and your depth chart, I don't know what the hell you guys are. You're not exactly a 34. You're not a 43. You're not a big nickel. Your depth chart in your roster kind of lies out like a 52. Like, what I see is complete and utter confusion on your identity, which is really strange because you have a very defensive-minded coach. In the 2016 season, Dan Quinn really, your team looked good. You went on, you played in the Super Bowl, you played a competitive game in the Super Bowl. You came back to 2017 season, and you had a very good defense. You guys were 8th in points, 9th in the rush defense, 12th in the pass, and then 9th in total yards, which to me, the only real stat that matters. I know there's a ton of them out there where they look at these quality control things and looking at these statistics, and that shit doesn't matter. There's only one stat in football from a defensive standpoint that matters. That's points. The whole point of defense is to stop the accumulation of points. People can make arguments about total yards saying too, yeah, but you also don't want to allow too many yards. That means your defense is on there. But you know what? If the total yards aren't, basically aligned right alongside of points, it's irregardless. Doesn't matter. Then you have a bend, don't break. You're not giving up points. It doesn't matter. Last year, I felt like you guys just caught a bad break. You caught a lot of injuries, right? You lost Deion Jones, who's, in my opinion, probably your best player. You lost a lot in the secondary last year. We can relate as Eagle fans. We had the same shit happen to us last year. With that said, like, you really regress. You were 28th in total yards. You were 27th against the pass, 25th against the rush, and 25th against the scoring. So you were in the bottom third of the league. And that led to this weird identity crisis you guys are currently having this year. And I was pretty high on you guys, but I'm not too sure what the hell you guys are right now. Offensively, out goes Sarkisian, in comes Dirk Cutter. Another instance of just, you guys don't know what you are. You have no clue what you are. Because Your theme from Dan Quinn was what? Bigger, stronger, nastier. You put 5 running backs on your 53-man roster and a fullback. How many times did you guys run the ball? You want me to tell you? Do you guys even know this information? Because your backs, your total running attempts were 17, but 3 of those 17 attempts, 2 came from Matt Ryan, 1 came from a Russell Gage, one of your wide receivers, probably on a sweep. So, or an end around. That leaves what? 13, 14 attempts by your backs? You got talent in the backfield. I'm not going to argue that. Devontae Freeman is talented. Ito Smith is talented. Ken John Barner, we're familiar with in Philly. He's a good special teams player. Quadre Allison, I do know him from Pittsburgh. I'm an ACC guy. I grew up in Delaware, just side of Philly, and I moved to North Carolina. I'm a huge NC State guy. I went to NC State. Like, I follow the ACC. You have talent there. You have a good tight end in Austin Hooper. You got Calvin Ridley, great wide receiver, right? Julio Jones, one of the best. You got a very good slot guy in Mohamed Sanu. I know you guys aren't huge at Justin Hardy, ECU guy down here in North Carolina, but he's a decent ball player. He's not great, but he's a decent ball player. Zacchaeus, Alamide Zacchaeus, I don't know anything about him, guys. I'm going to be real. What I did see was you guys made a concerted effort to try to improve your offensive line. You spent 2 first-round picks on offensive linemen. One on Chris Lindstrom out of Boston College, he's going to be a good ball player for y'all, even though he's hurt right now and it doesn't look good. I think he broke his leg, right? And then you guys spent a 31st pick, your 31st pick in the NFL draft, last pick of basically the first round on Caleb McGarry out of Washington, an offensive tackle. I think you guys got him plugged in as a right tackle. Man, it didn't look good. Don't get me wrong, Minnesota's a great defense, but you didn't look bigger. You certainly weren't stronger, and you didn't play nasty. And I'm going to get into what you guys were from the standpoint of the game. From the game. Simply put, you guys were an 11 personnel team, which would be expected, given the fact that you have Stephen Ridley. I'm sorry, you got Calvin Ridley. My bad, guys. You got Julio Jones, and you got Mohamed Sanu, right? You got Devontae Freeman and Ito Smith in that backfield. Like, you are exactly what most people would think looking at your roster, because your strengths are in your quarterback, your great wide receiver play, and your halfway decent tight end and a fairly good running back. You were in that for 76% of your plays were run through the 11 personnel. You had about 10 plays combined from the 22 personnel, so 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, a receiver on the field, and then 12 personnel. I don't know exactly if it was like 5 and 5, 7 and 3. I don't know. I just know that you ran 10 times. That's what was reported from those 2 personnel groupings, right? So there's still a handful of groupings that are missing there. I'd imagine you probably had some single back, 1 personnel, things like that. You may, I don't know, maybe you went empty backfield a few times. I'm not sure. Maybe you went 21 personnel. I don't know. Maybe you could have lined up in the traditional I form. I don't know. With that said, I don't see how your roster and the way it's built is matching the personnel groupings you guys are putting out on the field. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make logical sense to me from the standpoint of knowing football, but not knowing a ton about your team, but I do know football. And it ain't making sense, guys. I don't know what the hell you guys are. You don't even know what the hell you are. So, what I hope to see from the Philadelphia Eagles and what have I learned from looking at the Atlanta Falcons? Number one, I hope we show a lot of movement at the line, because the Atlanta Falcons had a hell of a time keeping Matt Ryan upright. He was sacked 4 times. So, let's go get him. Pin them to your backs. Let's go get him. Despite the big talk from your coach, the Atlanta Falcons were not physical. I think it's time we make that personnel change of our own. And we need to start this game running the football, because Atlanta showed that they do not have the ability yet to stop the run. They're not physical enough yet to do that. And you know what? I would go right at them with Jordan Howard. Tire them out, and once they get tired, start hitting them over the top. Hit them with Alshon. Hit them with Deshaun Jackson. Hit them with Zach Ertz. right? Hit them with Dallas Goedert. Hit them with Nelson Aguilar. That's what I would do personally. And then I'd bring Miles Sanders in when they're breathing heavy and hard and try to make them run around and try to chase this kid. That's what I would do. That's what I see. The game plan probably needs to be against Atlanta for the Eagles. If I was a betting man, would I bet the Eagles are going to do what I just laid out? Probably not. Speaking on identity, our identity is a spread you out kind of offense that loves to run out of that 12-man personnel, 13-man personnel. It loves to run out of the shotgun. And we like to spread people out, make them chase us around, gain the lead, then take your will away with running the ball. I really wish we switched that around, especially having a guy like Jordan Howard in the backfield, and just took your will away to play. When we got you tired, then we just air raided you. But we seem to want to do the opposite there. And I'm not the coach. I'm not part of the coaching staff. And I damn sure don't call the plays. All right, with that said, guys, I'm going to hop off of here. So if you guys can do me a few things, guys, please like, subscribe. Come on, guys, I need subscribers. And third thing, comment, guys. Give me some feedback. What do you guys think? What did you learn about Atlanta Falcons? Atlanta fans, I'm not here to really mess with y'all. I kind of am, but you get what I'm saying. What I get wrong about your team? Talk to us. Tell us. I'd like to learn about your team. And let me know. All right, y'all. Peace. I'm out.